Hello dear friends, I welcome everyone presently watching Sotnik TV. It's Saturday, May 2nd at 7:01 p.m. in Moscow. We're streaming live and you're watching the Saturday Summary Show. Valery Solovey, a political expert, is concerned that the current events are evolving too rapidly, and the collapse of the political system created by Vladimir Putin may begin to fall a lot sooner than later. Luckily for our show, he gave us an interview. See part of it coming up next. Let me begin with the following question. Has Kim Jong-un in fact been resurrected? Or might this story be a fake? North Korea still remains the only country in the modern world where it's impossible to obtain any information on what's happening among the highest classes of society. During the last week, Russian special services, as well as the rest of the world, were leaning more towards the South Koreans' version that the great leader was deceased. Well, it looks like he is now. I think everyone is now reconsidering that version of history. They haven't stated that he was dead for sure, but rather inferred it to be highly likely. The following version appeared in Russia. He was likely dead as the result of the coup attempt by his sister. They took into account that after his sister was officially appointed his successor last year, she began putting her plan into action against her brother. Anyways, we all are about to see whether the whole story turned out true or not. The German government decided on Friday to say no to the Nord Stream 2 oil pipeline. The project will continue to remain under the regulation of the renewed gas directive by the European Union. So unlike Kim Jong-un, Nord Stream 2 now seems to be over. I guess this is still not the end. They will still try to push through their agenda. Even though there's the current global economic disaster, no one is interested in that project anymore. In fact, the beneficiaries who are from Russia and who have already made a decent profit from the project may now be interested in withdrawing support. By doing so, they will have a great excuse to bring to their chief's feet, saying, "Look how hard we tried. We have spent 10 billion euros on this project, but unfortunately we failed because of the damn USA that got in our way yet again." According to the recent events we have uncovered an inner controversy. The political system in Russia is now trying to transform itself somehow, and Pandora's box is slowly creaking open. What are they bracing themselves for? Is there another disaster waiting for the country? First of all, they are now under the pressure of the socio-economical crisis that is present now. This is going to be large scale and allegedly it will at least exceed the official forecast by twofold. The unemployment level will continue to rise further and the economy will fall deeper than previously predicted. Still, this scenario above is considered quite optimistic. Also, according to leaked secret documents prepared specially for Vladimir Putin that has been proven true, people's resentment and hate towards their president have reached the highest levels ever in 20 years. Also, people's readiness to protest is now stronger than ever. It's now way stronger than back in 2011 and 2012. The special services report they're able to keep the situation under control, and some of them, such as Sergei Shoigu, the defense minister, even suggests sending troops into Moscow. They want to do this now so that soldiers can distribute foodstuffs among the citizens in need. Thus, by means of tanks and armored vehicles, the military is hoping to carry out the noble mission of helping the disadvantaged population. That would be a humanitarian aid for their own people. Yet Vladimir Putin doesn't dare to go that far. Such an operation would create a new threat to Mr. Putin. On one side, people's anxiety is obviously growing. Amid that, the entire situation looks like the last days of Pompeii. Russian officials are breaking bad trying to snatch the remaining budget, as they realize that the coming disaster will rewrite their books. By the way, they're now using more explicit language. They sure used to curse before, but now it's turned into nothing but banality. It clearly illustrates that Putin's political system is now rapidly reaching its end, as well as the entire system developed in the early 90s. So it looks like we're about to see not just the end of the current regime in Russia, but also the end of the entire political system here.
Не просто политического режима, а к некоторой системы уже в целом, сложившейся в начале 90-х годов.
So you think that the system won't be able to save itself by transforming, right? The current regime definitely won't succeed, even though some of the beneficiaries are still thinking of how to transform it. They're choosing between a few people who are able to head the state council and to become Vladimir Putin's successor. They're thinking of whether to form a coalition there or not. There are a few interesting options and figures considered that I won't name. My words may sound fanciful now, but when the State Council is finally formed, I suppose you'll see those figures among its members. I guess the authorities are going to make many more mistakes. These won't be crimes, but rather mistakes, something that was once said by General Talleyrand. Some mistakes are worse than crimes. One such mistake is President Putin's desire to move forward with voting on the constitution amendments despite everything. Even though the vast majority now opposes these amendments that are designed to mutate the constitution into something unknown. I name that a constitutional beast. No matter how we name it, we realize that in fact there is no more constitution in Russia, it's simply gone. According to the entire procedure and the way of the so-called discussion, as well as the preparations that are in progress since late January, the primary document in Russia is no more. From the legal perspective, that means that Russia has now lost its legitimacy. That's bad news for the Russian elite, as they shouldn't have gotten rid of their last anchor. Their boat has hit some very stormy weather, on the ocean unchained and adrift with neither steering nor sail. So the scenario looks quite dark, yet optimistic, as only after overcoming this severe crisis the people of Russia will be able to change the situation inside their country. The crisis is the only way that remains now. There are no other options, and it's obvious to everyone that no form of systematic transformation is possible now. So that tsunami needs to wash them away and to clean the country, right? At first they will see it as a small storm, considering it's not that bad. But later they will realize that was just the beginning. Such may already happen this fall. That's when the country will be hit by the first of successive waves, such as the rebel raid downfall following voting day that may take place in August. A lot of Russian officials, such as ministers and their deputies, would love to resign from their positions now. Still, they don't dare to. Whereas previously those officials wishing to leave their positions could only jump out of the window, now the coronavirus has given them a way out. Well, yes, for them that may be a kind of unexpected assist. That was Valery Solovey, a political analyst, our special guest on our Saturday summary show. Take care of yourself, stay healthy, and make sure to watch Sotnik TV. See you soon.